Hello, and thank you so very much for coming out. I know we've got a really high turnout because it was an election day today. Election madness. Yeah, everybody loved the elections today. I think everybody is just all torn, thinking, oh my God, I can't even bear to even think right now because I have to think of all of these voting choices. I don't know. But I want to thank everybody for coming out. And because new issues of CC&D and Down in the Dirt came out this month, I thought I would be looking for work from people in these magazines. So I thought I'm going to start by reading a poem of my own. I'll pull something up from the December 2009 issue of CC&D magazine. It is also in the collection book called Weathered, available online if you'd like to buy a copy. If you go to scars.tv, which is where all the literary magazines are, you can find out details on that. Now, I'm choosing to read this poem because back in the day, David Rubin, who started up this open mic here, was doing poems about dreams. So for some reason, I felt like I had to share this poem. Dreams, 08-24-08. I had a dream that I wanted to learn to speak Spanish fluently. And one guy said the only way to do that would be to intensively study with him for 2 months and otherwise have no connections to the outside world. Well, it sounds strange, but I thought that this might actually work. But this is what I thought in this dream I was having in my dream. So I did it. Then I jumped to the end of the 2 months in this dream that I was having in my dream. And I was sitting with this guy, and he asked me a question in Spanish. And by the way, I was really fat after those 2 months. I don't know how I gained like 80 pounds that fast, but I did. But I answered him in Spanish, and it sounded like I lived in Mexico all my life, and I spoke fluently and comfortably. Well, this was the dream I had in my dream. So after my dream ended, I actually called my sister to explain to her about this dream that I had just had. And then I called my friend Daryl while he was working at a lab, and I asked him some questions about if I could actually record his voice to use it in an upcoming performance art show of mine. And after I got off the phone with him, my phone rang again, and I answered the way I usually do, hello. And the voice at the other end said, "You're in a lower voice than you were before." And I was a bit put off by this comment, so I asked, "Who is this?" And he said, "You're talking in a lower voice than you were before." And I got the feeling that somebody else who was hearing Daryl talking to me knew something about this, and I didn't know if somebody was playing a joke or if they were listening in on our conversation, and this really kind of freaked me out. And then I woke up. Strange dreams. Thank you. I try to pick these strange things to read because every time I'm doing shows or whatever, I read a lot of stuff here. So